Hey, everybody, welcome to this free course created to teach you more about the topic of communication. If we haven't met yet, my name is Mr. Chow, and every year it's my honor to teach my students about life skills. So, whoever's listening to this, I really hope that over these next few videos, you can learn more about communication skills for your life. So, how it's broken up, there's 5 days or 5 videos, as you can call it. The first one, this one right now, is about the what and the why. What is communication and why is it important? If you really like this video and you want to keep learning with us, please continue with us with the other videos, different types of communication, active listening, interpersonal communication, and cultural competence. All right. So for those students who are taking this course, when it's released in December 2024 or 2025, or really any winter break for the next future years, please complete the note taker for a free certificate of completion. All right, here we go. So in this video, I want to talk about the why. I want to go over the course information. Then I want to define what communication is. Then I want to look at how, like, the data behind why you should learn about communication and why it's important to you. Next, I want to teach you how you can develop your communication. And then finally, at the end of each of these videos, I really want to give you some time to reflect. And I want to ask you some questions to really help you on your journey and understanding of communication. All right, so let's start with the why. So when the word communication just kept coming to me in different ways, and that's why I'm creating this video pretty much. When you look at this Forbes magazine article, it just says communication hits the #1 spot in 2024 as the most in-demand skill that employers want when they hire people. As you go on for this Forbes article, it says that nearly 30% of Gen Z employees have received no training to improve their communication skills. So that's why I am so excited to teach this course, and I really hope that you can learn a lot from it. When you look at this article from BBC, not all employers are tolerating Gen Z's laid-back language. When you look at the New York Post, it says that the majority of Gen Z say they have no idea when it comes to how they can talk to their coworkers. And a poll of 1,000 workers of all ages discovered that about 65% of Gen Z were speechless around their coworkers. So how can we communicate? How can we do better? And then finally, I think this is our last one. Students lack communication skills. As we know, screen time is going up, which means that communication is actually going down. So I'm so excited to teach this course. When you look at this quote, why teach about communication? I really, really, really like it. And if you're doing the note take, you're going to get this down. Communication is the key to successful relationships. In all relationships, communication is key. If you ask someone, what is your #1 tip about marriage? What is your #1 tip about friendship? Communication is usually one of the first answers. So that's why this is such an important topic to learn about. As we go on, it says that high schoolers should learn about communication because it's a fundamental skill needed for success in what? Academics, careers, and personal relationships, allowing you to express your ideas clearly, actively listen, build relationships, and navigate social situations with confidence, etc. All right. So that's from Google right there. Google also goes on with some key reasons as to why communication is important for high schoolers: academic success, career preparedness, building relationships, critical thinking development, boosting confidence and self-esteem, and cultural awareness. We're going to talk about all these topics throughout these next 5 videos. All right. So as we go on, let's define what communication is. And if you're doing the note taker, make sure you go and get this down in your notes. Well, according to geeksforgeeks.org, which is a website, it says that communication is the process of sharing information between 2 or more people. Communication involves the transfer or exchange of information between individuals or groups. Essentially, it's about sharing ideas or information through speaking, writing, listening, or reading. This interaction, at its core, and here's the key word, everybody, connects 2 or more people in the exchange of thoughts or messages. So what is communication? It's ultimately connection. And that's what I want you to understand. It's super important for any situation in every relationship you're in. Once again, very similar to the last quote, but this quote is by Tony Gaskins. Communication to a relationship is like oxygen to life. Without it, it dies. So without communication, a relationship can die. And that is absolutely true. Let's look at the data behind why you should learn more about communication. Well, it's estimated that people speak about 6,000 words a day on average, while some studies say you can speak up to 16,000 words. So if you're going to say all these words, how can we be mindful about how we're communicating with others? As you can probably figure out, the data is very clear that texting is going up, in-person conversations are going down, social media is going up, etc. Not only that, here's an article that says about how US teens blast on average about 237 texts per day. So a lot of our communication is happening via text, but what about all those conversations that we're having? If we don't have the training, if we don't have the knowledge and the education on how we should converse with other people, then we are going to definitely be behind when it comes to that in-person communication. So that's what this whole series is all about. And that's why I really hope you can learn a lot from these videos. So how can someone develop their communication? Well, really, I think number one, it begins with reflection. So make sure you're going to get that down if you're doing the note taker. Begin thinking about, how do you conversate? How do you communicate with others, with your family, with your friends, with your teachers, etc.? And what do you say each and every day? Are you mindful of what's coming out of your mouth? Because most of us aren't, including myself. I'm guilty of that. But reflection is key. Number two, how do you talk? What is your tone? Do you smile when you talk? How are your nonverbals whenever you communicate with other people? Number three, this one's really important. If you really want to develop your communication, it's not about watching these videos. It's not about any of that. It's about doing it. So, but when you actually communicate with people, you really want first to have good role models. So really think about who in your life is a great communicator, and whoever that is, learn from them, ask them questions, ask them to help you develop in your communication. Number four, as always, be teachable. And I got to be real. If you're watching this video, you are absolutely teachable. Most people would not watch this video. Most people would not take this course. So by doing so, I really know and I really hope that your communication improves. And then finally, number five, and a lot of the reflection questions throughout this video series is going to be about practicing, right? You need to not just learn from me, but you need to take everything you learn from these videos and practice by talking to people in your life. So we'll learn a little bit more about that. At the end of each video, as I said, there's some reflection questions that are really going to help you think and help you improve in this skill. So for this first video, I want to leave you with 4 reflection questions. Okay. And so number one, as we just talked about, who is a role model in your life who has the best communication skills? Okay. So really, really think about that. If you were to choose one person, who would it be? Make sure you reflect on that. Number two, how would you rate your own? Before we do this course, before we go through this course, how would you rate your own communication skills on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay. And, I'd rather you be real with the score that you really think you are at, instead of just overinflating that score. And hopefully after this course, your score will go up. Number three, this is very important whenever it comes to anyone wanting to learn anything or changing or growing. It's why. Okay. Why do you want to improve your communication? So hopefully through these videos, you'll have a lot of reasons as to why you want to improve, but really do it for you, but really do it for the people around you as well. And then number four, write down any 2 questions you have about communication and go find the answer. Because I feel like when you go do that research for yourself, you're going to find answers that you may not have known that you needed, but that's actually going to help. All right. Thank you so much for watching the first video. I really hope you can continue watching the next videos and learn with us about more about communication. Thanks. Bye-bye.